Wall, the Sting, current Australian champions, round number 1.
Oh, we can't wait, Bisho. We've been prepping the boat with the new engines, and hopefully we'll keep that winning streak going for us.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. Of course, you've gone from the older style 2-stroke 300Xs to now the 300R 4-stroke. Much different in the boat and testing?
Everything we knew about the 2-strokes we threw out the window because the 4-strokes are so much different. The setup's different, everything. It's a different animal.
Do you run even down to the things like engine heights? Are they different on these engines?
Oh, yes, yeah. Where we thought we would put them, we're miles out. We're still learning, same as what Mantis did last year. We're still trying to find our correct water pressure, and we'll get there. But, we're showing some good numbers, but we'll make it go quicker.
Well, you're not here for a haircut, mate. You're here to win a championship again, I assume.
Oh, yeah. We've got to back it up, you know. We talk the talk, so we've got to do the walk.
Now, they tell me, mate, that a mantis is the only thing that eats bees. Is that a true story?
No, it's not true at all. I don't know where that rumour started from, but no, it's not true. The Sting still outperforms.
I can tell you, Tanya Defina started that rumour.
Oh, was it him? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's understandable, you know. Man's got to try something to try and beat us.
Mate, bit bumpy out there this weekend. The Skater, of course, traditionally a pretty good rough water boat.
Yeah. That's its element is in this rough water. It's going to be good. It keeps everyone close together, you know. So we can't wait for it.
Great competition in the class as well.
Yes. It's good to see the TCR boys back out and running, and I think they'll actually be the little dark horse today because that's a good rough water boat too.
Yeah, the rough water's always a bit of a leveler as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It keeps everyone honest, and everyone's got to try their hardest because you've got to try and keep the gear good today so you can race tomorrow.
Good on you, mate. Good luck again. Doing it for Lockie as always.
Always doing it for Lockie, mate. Thank you.
Good on you, mate. Good morning and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Wyndham Harbour. That's the afternoon. How well am I going? I've got Bronwyn and Ross here with me. You guys have won a competition to come and hang out in the commentary box. I'm not sure how exciting that's going to be honest with you, but hopefully we'll do something exciting for you. My name's Dave Bishop, and we welcome everybody that's joining us right here in Australia and around the world on TV Hydro Live Streaming and Big Show Media. Now, Bronwyn, where did you come from? How did you end up here? Love the Murray River. I've done a little race from the Southern Oaks Ski Race and now I'm about to go live. So know the river very well. What do you think of that? Really, so you boat races, don't you? And I think big Darren Nicholson tried to get him an engine as well, so that was a bit of a shame that we didn't see him. And we've just gone live on site here as well, guys, so big welcome to everybody for round number 1 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championship. Joining me up here in commentary this afternoon is, I normally start boat races in the morning, that's why I get confused, Bronwyn. Plus I'm not that bright because I did race boats for about 25 years. I get excited about races. But Ross and Bronwyn are joining us, so you guys are welcome into the commentary box. I hope you have a great day.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a great day with you.
Fantastic. And who are we barracking for? Mark the Russian?
Yeah, we will be. Yep, for sure.
So we got Mark out there in the 85 mile an hour category.
With Ben on board.
Benny Embleton. Do you know who he is, don't you?
Yeah.
Russell Embleton, the race director's son.
Yeah.
Much younger, skinnier and better looking, I would have to say, than Russell. And probably more intelligent too, to be fair.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, Bromlin agrees with me, folks. So Russell, cop that one, son. Hey, have a great day, guys. We're going to throw out to a couple of interviews. We've got some stuff that we're going to play for the people at home. But joining me in commentary, Ross and Bromlin here this weekend. Australian Offshore Superboat Championships, round number 1 at beautiful Wyndham Harbour. Ryan Shan, new season, new boat, mate. Tell us all about it, please.
Yeah, so been looking for a new boat since the beginning of last year. Bit of guidance, some sight.
Here as well, I reckon, guys. So we might see if someone can find a couple. They're in the back of the truck if anybody wants to grab one for us. But we got boats on the water, folks, and we are excited to see a round number 1 kick off with the Superboat 65, Sport 65 category. And boats that we have out on the water for you are the Giggling, the Nutcase, the Pike Racing, the Risky, the Loose Wind. I think Loose Wind is a scratching here this afternoon. Villain as well coming through with the Cowley boys. Cardiac Arrest, the Con, and Hun 74, which is Greg Walters running in that particular boat, the Haynes Hunter. So fantastic group of boats, and we got 10 competitors in this Sport 65 category. They are on their sighting lap at the moment. So these guys will get led around for one lap of the course by our beautiful start boat out there. Unfortunately, we start boat that we were supposed to be using is not eventuated. It had a little bit of a gremlin in the pit area. So unfortunately, the Waterbird not with us, which is a bit of a shame. That was the 1987 World Championship winning Formula One boat for the Ski Racing World Championships. So it would have been nice to have the Waterbird out there. Hopefully we'll see it out there a little bit later on, or maybe tomorrow. But at the moment, we've got a cracking field of boats. Mark and Liam Sutherland, current champions in this particular category in the Giggling. It's an F21 Force hull running the Mercury 250 XS 3-litre Optimax on the back of that boat. As we send them up into the milling area, and we'll be hopefully getting some live timing for you guys as well as the race goes through. So first race of today, of course, is our 65s. The second race will be our Supercat 600 outboard boats, along with our 85 mile an hour category boats, and then we'll be moving into the second race of the 65. So all these boats are speed limited to 65 miles an hour, which, if I do the math, is around about 130 odd k's an hour, and should be an absolutely cracking event, this one. We're really looking forward to seeing these guys getting out on the drink here. Bronwyn, what is our prediction, please?
Certain I haven't picked my winner yet. I see him in a little bit faster action than this for that one.
All right, well, I reckon, Ross, those boys in Giggling, the current champions, might be pretty hard to beat.
I think they will be, yeah. It'll come down to the weather, I think, too, as well.
Yeah, good operators, those are the Sutherland boys. So we'll keep an eye on them. All right, well, boats heading up into the milling area now. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the beautiful hospitality that we have here at Wyndham Harbour as well. It's absolutely spectacular. I tell you what, Scotty Lambert of GP Hydro live streaming and myself sitting here having to look at the beer van this afternoon, mate. That's going to be a bit tricky for us. We're going to hope these races get over fairly quick so we can potentially partake. Now here you go, Brian. We got some chairs. It's all happening up here in the commentary box. So can't have our guests having to stand up the whole time. There we go. So you're all organised. Poor old commentator has to stand up. It's because I've got such a good leg, they let me stand up all day. Sit on. I don't know. I don't want to sit on Ross's knee and talk about the first thing that comes up. That's for sure. Can you say that on live stream? Yeah. Well, if you can't, you can now. I just did. I've been in trouble before, guys. It's okay. Welcome to everybody. Mike's laughing at me anyway, that's the main thing. So 65 boats are lining up, and we've got a beautiful lineup here. Pole position should be the Giggling out to Nutcase. So let's run through the drivers. We've got Mark and Liam Sutherland in the Giggling. Nutcase with Harry Backer and Shane Payton. Then it's Pike Racing, Andrew Pike and Pete Hutchins. Risky with Mark Swain, Captain Risky himself, and Laura Wilson. We've got Valentis with Paddy Pack and Michael Pack. Then we got the Villain with Danny and Dean Kaeli. Cardiac Arrest with Rennie Congalado, and I've probably got that wrong. And Charlie Di Eloro. Got that wrong, didn't I? Come and help me if you want, that's fine. Delorio. Thank you very much. All right, is that Italian? Delorio, it sounds beautiful. Okay, so Charlie Delorio. Then we've got the Con with Stevie Lancaster and Craig Dove. Craig Rwanda Dove, as we like to call him. When he was a young fella, he was skinny like a young Rwandan kiddie. Not so much now that he's in his 50s. And then we have a race start, and on the outside is Hun 74 with Gregor Walters. So we are racing in the 65 mile an hour category, and I think my pole positions are all out the window because the Razorcraft there is the one that looks like it's coming down hard and fast as they come down into turn number 1. Then it's out to the Pack boys, and then the Sutherland boys on the outside of them in top 3 boats as they come through there. So running on the far outside is the Villain, and then we have got the Con, and on the outside the V7 Velocity there of Andrew Pike, and a few big hits as they come out through into the bottom turn. Rounding out the field is Hun 74 with Greg Walters at 2100 S.O. Haynes. So the Razorcraft is out in front. The Nutcase, Harry Bagger and Shane Patton. These boys are pretty desperate to try and win a championship here. Missed the kick, unfortunately, is the Risky Machine. As unfortunately Mark Swain, Captain Risky, and Laura Wilson. This boat got very, very badly damaged at a race in Geelong at the last season at the Geelong round. And they've done a fantastic job to get this boat back out on the water. It's a Spectre 6000 running Mercury 3 litre Optimax power, and they're taking a couple of big hits as they come through. It's deceptively rough out there at the moment as they just come through up into the top turn. So this is going to be a good battle between these 3 lead boats here. The Giggle and Markland Sutherland current champions running down through on the far outside, and certainly won't be happy with that start. They would have much rather be up at the head of the pack there. So boats heading up into the top end of the course now. We just try and pick them up on our live stream for those of you watching at home. Just trying to pick them up. They're a fair way in the distance at the moment, so we'll pick them up as they come back through. It's a quite a large course, this Wyndham Harbour course, and the conditions, I'd have to say, are just settling down a little bit. A few of these competitors on the bank here, and you see the Sting boys down here, just they were sort of praying for a little bit of rough water, so probably not going to get their wishes. I reckon it's going to just drop off. Although as you watch the washers come through into this little harbour here, you can actually see that it is quite bumpy there, and some of those holes are pretty substantial, just coming over there from, well, blowing from that Portsea direction across Port Phillip Heads. So let's see where this battle has ended up. It was a cracking start there for the Nutcase Machine. So front straight away now, and it looks like a 3-way battle still going on here. You could throw a blanket over the lead 3 boats. It's still going to be the Nutcase Machine on pole at the moment. That's going to be a slight advantage to them there, being on that pole. They just have to travel that little less distance than everybody else. This particular hull is a Razorcraft, built by the boys that are racing it, proving their own product. Harry Backer there, and Shane Payton. So here we go down the front straight. So Giggling now still on that outside run. So the Sutherland boys will be a little bit frustrated out there at the moment. Paddy Pack now bringing the Valentis down into the bottom turn. So 3 different angles of attack here. Let's see what Paddy Pack does here, because he's running out there in about pole 4 or 5. He comes in to the bottom turn. Now he runs wide. So the Sutherland boys aren't going to have any of that. Mark Sutherland says, mate, if you're going to run wide there, I'm up the inside like a rat up a drain pipe. So Giggling now slides into that pole number 2 position. The Villain coming through, Danny and Dean Kaeli doing a really good job there, running in 4th spot at the moment. And then a nice little battle going on here between the Con with Steve Lancaster and Rwanda Dove. And on the inside is the beautiful Velocity machine, Pike Racing, Andrew Pike and Pete Hutchins. That's my old boat. Last time I drove that boat, I crashed it. Fortunately, Pikey's a better driver than me. Most people are. Okay, cardiac arrest just coming through there now, with Charlie Delorio in the navigator's seat. I probably need some help with Rennie's name as well, surname. A pair of good Italian boys in that boat, having a crack. Then it is the Haynes Hunter, the Greg Walters driven 2100 SO Hun 74. That's running the Mercury 3 litre 250 XS on the transom of that boat. So don't forget, folks, we've got, after this race, we've got our Supercat 85, our Supercat 600 and our Sports 85 category coming up. The risky boat, it's like it's struggling a little bit here at the moment. It's a brand new boat just been put back together, but looking like a good little battle going on here at the moment, Bronwyn. What are we thinking so far?
I'm still going to cover me hand at the moment on who's going to win it.
You got the poker face, haven't you? You're not bad, are you?
That's it. Okay.
Well, does she like this at home, mate?
Oh, always, yeah.
Fair enough, mate. Well, looks like the Risky's having a little bit of drama. Did you guys see the Risky accident in Geelong last year?
Yeah, we did actually, yes. Yeah.
It's good to have them back out there. Boat's looking really nice. I went and had a look at it this morning.
Yep, yeah, no, it's good to get them back on. More competitors.
Yeah, probably just sorting out a few little issues there in the boat, I'd have to suggest, as that boat just not quite the pace that we normally expect out of the Risky machine, but they're going to probably just take a little bit just to ease back into it. So it's Rennie Cayley. In the Villain, sorry. Dean and Danny Cayley, yes, in the Villain machine. Whatever happened to the Smiths and the Joneses, Paul? And the Bishos? Come on, you blokes. We need to start running with nicknames, I think. I mean, Rwanda's a perfectly good nickname. Craig Dovey was a skinny little bugger when he was young. He's not now. We used to call him Rwanda because he looked like a Rwandan kitty. Okay, here we go. Battle at the front of the pack, and it is Paddy Pack. In fact, the Pack boys, they're doing a very nice job and now leading this one. So the Valentis machine looking very good. But have a look at this, Giggler now. The Sutherland boys have made a little bit of a move. They've pulled a nice little move there on the Nutcase machine. And now they're having a cheeky look up the inside of the Valentas as they come down through the bottom turn. So Mark Sutherland knows the fastest way around the course is up the inside. He's like a rat up a drain pipe at the moment. So still running in that fourth spot at the minute and doing a very, very nice job. At the moment is the Villain with the Cayley boys, Danny and Dean. And this is an interesting little battle going on here. The boat on the outside is the Con, former Confederate, former ski race boat. Used to run as a twin rig, this particular boat. Our old mate Herbie Brennan. Hopefully, oh, nice jump there from Lancaster as well. He has a bit of a go, Stevie Lancaster. And a nice little run there, having with Pike Racing on the inside, Pete Hutchins and Andrew Pike. So that's a nice little battle going on between these two boats. You've got the V7 Velocity, Australian champion 2017 in Formula 2 in ski racing. Who was driving that at that stage? Oh, that's right, it was me. I'm just amusing myself up here, folks. They've certainly got a little bit of a break. So Pikey running that inside line there, doing a very nice job, just making up a lot of ground there on Lancaster and Dove. So an interesting little battle going on between those guys for 5th and 6th at the moment. Unfortunately, Stevie Polton in the loose wind, for those of you looking out for him, he had to pull out at the start of the race. He has a bit of a back injury at the moment, Steve, so some quite lumpy conditions out there for him, and just the back wasn't going to get through it, so he's elected to pull out of that one. That beautiful 2100 S Haynes, Greg Walters there. Coming through here, these are a fantastic offshore boat, these particular boats. He's just a little bit off the pace at the moment. First time we've seen Greg in the championship, so he'll certainly be learning his way around. He's elected to run one up as well. So, or maybe he just couldn't get anyone to go on the boat with him. I've had that problem in my life before. So we got Risky now coming down front straight away, but that battle at the head of the pack still continuing on. So half an hour plus a lap this particular race. So around about 20 minutes into this one, and I'll get some race updates from race control. Don't have any timing at the moment either for you folks, but it's pretty clear who's out on the course at the moment. So this is, have a look at this, the Sutherland boys with the bit between the teeth now. And they are about to, oh no, sorry, it's not, it's the Pack boys. Still with a good lead, so they're now about to possibly put a lap on the Risky machine. Risky looks like it needs a little bit of ballast or a little bit of in trim. It's just very nosy at the moment, the Spectre. Sutherland boys running around there in second spot, and Mark and Liam, father and son combination, both incredibly accomplished powerboat guys, both in water ski racing and now in powerboat racing. They are current champions in this category, and have actually been two-time Australian champions in this category. I'm just wondering what Paddy Pack's GPS is going to look like when he comes back. And oh, the villain. There's a couple of decent holes out here, and it looks like, unfortunately, for Harry Backer and Shane Payton, that they're going out the back door quite quickly here at the moment in the nutcase machine. So disappointing for them. I thought, well, I'm sure that they were very, very keen to be right up the head of the pack in this one. But at the moment, they are absolutely struggling. Way back there in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th position. And we've just had word, folks, that cardiac arrest has unfortunately had to pull out of the race. Sounds like a boat issue for the boys there. So that's a real shame. The cardiac arrest boat out of this one. But they do have another race this afternoon. So let's hope it's only something minor. Now the battle that was going on between the Con with Steve Lancaster and Craig Dove and Pike Racing with Andrew Pike and Pete Hutchins has vaporised. Where has the Con boat gone? So Pike Racing comes through up into around about 6th spot at the moment. Hope you're enjoying the racing, both here on site and at home on GP Hydro live streaming, Visho Media and YouTube as well. We've got our big bangers coming out for the next race, which will be our 600 horsepower category boats and also our 85 mile an hour category boats. So I can see a few of those teams starting to wander off to their boats now. Or maybe going to the bar. You're not allowed to drink before a race, Carl. You should know that by now. You've been racing for 312 years. This is not acceptable. Certainly looking forward to the battle between the Sting and the Mantis, and throw a little bit of TCR action in there as well. And it is going to be an absolute corker this afternoon, folks. Battles continuing on all over the course at the moment. But the real race is at the head of the pack here. And I tell you what, speaking of the pack, it's the Pack Boys getting it done very, very nicely in the Valentis machine. Paddy Pack and Michael Pack out in front and doing it in fine style. In fact, they'll be packing some trophies in their cabinet. That was terrible. Thanks, Bronny. You can come into my commentary box anytime. Giggling running in second place, doing a nice job. Sutherland boys won't be happy with this. I know the Sutherland boys pretty well, Bronlin, and they're not going to be happy looking at the transom of that Valentis boat.
No, definitely not.
Yes, they do, and losing's not an option for those lads. So a little bit of lapping going on out on the course as well, and it sounds like that we have, and we did mention that the con with my old ski racing buddies Steve Lancaster and Craig Dove has pulled out of the race as well. That boat only just got finished the other night. Craig Dove, fun fact, skied from Tasmania to Patterson Lakes and holds the record for it. So there you go. Kid can ski, don't worry about that. All right, looks like I'm just getting some early reports here that Nutcase may have come to a stop as well, and we've seen them dropping back through the field, so we thought there might have been an issue. So the Nutcase, Harry the boatman bagger, he's been fixing everybody else's boats for the last couple of months, and now he's got a little bit of a problem with his. So Pike Racing comes through, ticks off another lap. Pete Hutchins and Andrew Pike, they're doing a good job. The con is back up and going again, but they've lost a lap there. So they've actually started back up roughly in the same track position that they were on, but they are now a lap down. So that's a shame there for Stevie and Craig Rwanda Dove. I got my red boats confused. It's Risky running through there. So Risky actually having a pretty consistent run after a little bit of a slow start there. They've had a lap put on them by Pike Racing, but sorry, the con is still off the plane and off the course. I'm getting my red boats confused, Scotty. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. So boats that we have lost in this one, obviously prior to the race, we lost the Loose Wind, Stevie Polton. We've also seen the Nutcase come to a stop, unfortunately. The Con has come to a stop, and we've also lost the cardiac arrest machine. So a little bit of a race of attrition, this one at the moment, and I don't think we'll have too much longer left to run in this one. I think only another couple of minutes. So lead boat now coming down the front straight away, the Valentis with the Pack Boys. Paddy and Michael. Valentis boat, I'll tell you what, he'll be pretty excited about being out in front here. This is a new boat. It's only done a couple of races, and he's running Yamaha power on the back of this boat. It's got the NIS Pro tuning in that engine, and they're doing a beautiful job. So the Mercury boys won't be too happy with the Yamaha being out in front. The Yamaha boys will be pretty excited. Catch fish, win races. So Mark Sutherland, Liam Sutherland, still running in second spot, and I tell you what, they're going to struggle to make up that gap, I'd suggest. Yeah, the propeller's coming out of the water as the boat's jumping out. So now up into third place is the Villain Racing. So really good effort there from Danny and Dean Carley there. That's one of the beautiful Cuda crafts. I'm going to see Mark the Russian out in his big Cuda craft a little bit later on this afternoon. His brand new inboard boat. That's going to be exciting. The big banger. Big 850 Maritimo Mercury number 6 drive. It'll make the right noises too, folks. So race spreading out a little bit now. I just might try and get an update on how long we've got left to run. Russell might be able to hear me. Nine minutes left to run in this one. So still plenty of time for plenty of stuff to go on. So this will be up into 4th place on the inside, Pike Racing. And on the outside, 174 will be up into 5th spot and Risky into 6th. So out of a field of 10, there's a couple of guys that just a little bit of consistency is really paying dividends for them at the moment. So at the back straight away, Andrew Pike was a little bit nervous about this boat. He has not raced it before. It's a V7 Velocity, very lightweight hull, built out of Race Marine in Chelsea Heights in Victoria. It's running Mercury QC4V, a V8 4-stroke on the back of that boat. Was formerly run by Ryan Shan and then formerly run by me. Very, very towy boat, very good boat, but quite a light boat for this style of racing. So he was a little nervy, but I tell you what, this one should have settled his nerves down a bit. I think in race number 2, we might even see a little bit more out of Pike. He might just start to bring it up a little bit. Laura Wilson puts her hand up in the air as she comes through in the Risky machine. Little bit nosy there. Bronwyn, I don't know whether you notice or how much your boat racing knowledge is, but you notice a Risky boat as it comes through, just throwing its nose up in the air a little bit.
Yep, certainly was.
A little bit of ballast might help with that, or just running a little bit more of a level trim attitude.
Could do a little bit of a wonder for them.
You and I might go and have a chat with them after this race.
All right, that's fine.
Go and give them a few tips. All right, thanks, Bronny. So Risky heading up the back straight away in the Spectre 6000. Just watching it on the GP Hydro live stream, and just look a little nosy. But a boat that hasn't looked anything but perfect in this race is the Valentis with 6.5 minutes left to run. The Pack Boys, Yamaha power, Nispro power, getting it done very, very nicely indeed. Sutherland boys will be, I reckon Mark Sutherland will be biting the dashboard at the moment. He's one of the quietest, nicest blokes you'll ever meet, but also one of the most competitive blokes you'll ever come across. Beautiful F21 Force hull, running the Mercury 3-litre 250 XS. But I tell you what, they are being chased down now by that beautiful Villain, the Kudacraft Villain. So Danny and Dean on the hard charge there, and I tell you what, the Sutherland boys want to keep an eye out because they're getting their mirrors full of that big blue Kudacraft. This is for 2nd place. You can see Lancaster and Dove just bringing the con machine back in. They're going to try and get that boat back to the pits and try and get it fixed. It's obviously not a major issue. The boat's up on the plane and running, but they've got some sort of drama. Try and work out what that is. They've obviously got some permission from the race crew just to go through the course there. They do. Looks like one of the boys down the back of the boat, there might be just a bit of damage, maybe some hull damage. Not really sure on that one. We'll get a report for you out of the pits as soon as we know. We'll let you know. But yeah, unfortunately there, Steve and Craig don't look like they're having the best afternoon out here at Wyndham Harbour. Five minutes left to run as Pike Racing comes through. So running up into 4th spot. That beautiful V7 Velocity. Oh, doesn't that give you tingles? Isn't that a beautiful boat? Full resin infused, built by Composite Constructions out of Brayside in Victoria. Designed by Race Marine, Simon Isherwood and his team out there. Southern 80 winner 2017. Towing my daughter. Kid can ski. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. We're at the offshore races. With the wide line we're running down here, I don't know if Scotty can pick up on, we've got one of the guys coming a very, very wide line. Looks like, there's one thing I've always said about powerboat racing. You want to travel the least distance possible. And that's not happening right there. So I would be running point to point. And what happens is the boats up the top end of the course, you can see, they'll look at this boat's wash. I haven't quite picked up who it is yet. It's Hun 74 with Greg Walters. So Greg's run that wide line, but you'll watch the boats that are following him will actually just follow his wash rather than actually looking up above their dashboard and looking where the turn buoy is and follow that line. That's very wide. That's making your own life hard. Come on, Greg. Probably nearly an extra kilometre travelled there. And I tell you what, when you're getting beaten up in an offshore boat, you want to be going absolutely point to point. You actually see the boat on the outside, which I think's a Valentis, our race leader, has actually realised 3 minutes plus a lap to go, but just actually realised that they were quite off course. They were following that wash, and now they're coming back into the pin. So basically coming from about pole 27 back into pole 1, so pole 1 or 2. So that's how far off course that was. Look at the battles going on here, and I tell you what, we have got a battle for second place going on up the inside like a rat up a drain pipe. He's Daddy and Dean, and a couple of big flies there as well. And into second place goes the villain. The Sutherland boys. They'll look across to their port side and go, what happened there? Where'd they come from? This is absolutely, it is tight down in the bottom turn too. Plenty going on. Now the Sutherland boys are up, but they poke their nose back into second place. Lots of jumping and leaping down the back straight. Ho-ho! Exciting racing here at the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships. Round number 1 at Wyndham Harbour. Sutherland boys have gone out wide. The Cayley boys have decided to run the inside line. Great to see plenty of family racing out there with the same surnames in both boats. So this is going to be interesting. Sutherland boys are running that wide line, while the villain machine having that cheeky look up the inside. This could be a very, very good tactic for them. And I tell you what, for a crew in their first run here in the championship, they have been absolutely exceptional. Hope you're enjoying the racing here on site, ladies and gentlemen. Ross, how are you enjoying it, son?
It's real good. Yeah, no, it's terrific.
Pretty excited to see those big boats come out.
It will be, yep. No, it'll be real great.
Good on you, mate. You enjoying being up in the commentary box?
Yep, it's great. Good view up here.
You know if you get sick of me, you can go.
Oh, yeah, can I?
Yeah. That's what my wife said. Okay, so Pike Racing now, who have just been having that little bit of a lonely run around, but doing quite nicely in that 4th spot still at the moment. Pete Hutchins and Andrew Pike. Shannon is going all right, isn't he, boys? Got the boys down here as well. Kieran Pikey on. He's doing a good job. Brand new boat for him, so to be right up in podium contention is very, very nice for him. And the boat looking very settled as well. He's doing a lovely job driving it. I gave him some tips, so clearly he hasn't listened to me. And a sad sight there is a nutcase. Shane Payton and Harry Backer getting not towed back in, but certainly coming in very, very slowly. That boat dropped off the pace early in the piece. I'm wondering whether they may have broken a propeller or something like that, because it's quite odd. They were off the pace from about lap 3. They were early race leaders, but these races are all won and lost in the workshop. So coming down the front straight away, race leader still is the Valentis machine. Paddy and Michael Pack. Oh, and I tell you what, we've got a checkered flag. Mark's happy. The Pack boys, obviously subject to checking their GPS, but we call it as we see it here at the Offshore Superbike Championships, and winners of round number 1 of the 65 mile an hour category, the Pack boys, Michael and Paddy. Second place, the Sutherland boys. Look at the ground they made back up to pick up second place. Giggling. And a hard charging third place. Onto the podium, the Villain, with Dean and Danny. Great effort from those boys. Plastic gold all round. So that is your first 3 boats home. Got a big cheer squad, the Villain crew here too. Go you good things. Love the cheering. That is awesome. They've done very, very well. First race for those guys and on the podium. Wowee. They get big heads now. They might not be able to fit in that boat anymore. They might need bigger helmets. Good luck, go Sting. Go the Sting. So more boats coming through for a finish now, and I think a lap down. But Greggy Walters comes through in the Hun 74 boat to get the course completed, and he's done very well because there's plenty of them that haven't. Go the Mantis. I couldn't see any of you. They were all walking past me. Mantises eat bees, apparently. So I've heard, folks. Let's see if that's the case or not. Go the Colonel. JSO. Oh, tell you what, risky. Picking up the pace, but that boat far too nosy for my liking. We'd like to see some, maybe a little bit of ballast in it. A little bit of in trim maybe too. Looks a little over trim for my liking. Captain Risky, looking a bit risky as he comes through and completes the course. That'll be 5th place for him. Or 6th. Wait for the official results. Don't rely on me, folks. So with just a couple of more boats, in fact one more boat left to come, we have got race number 2 coming out this afternoon. It's our Sport 85 and our 600 horsepower category boats, and they will be on the water at 2 o'clock, folks, which time now is around about 20 to 2, so around about 20 minutes. Put your hands together. Pikey picks up 4th place. Pike Racing with Pete Hutchins. That's the final boat home, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that Sport 65 mile an hour race. Thank you very much to my co-commentators, Ross and Bromlin. Fantastic job, you two. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the racing. Oh, and Scott, you as well. Thank you very much. For those of you watching at home, we'll be back in around about 15 minutes for race number 2 here at Wyndham Harbour. This is round number 1, the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships here at Wyndham Harbour, Victoria, Australia. We'll see you soon.